So you turned your ankle. You rolled it playing basketball, turned it on the field, rolled it over making a cut. Maybe you just turned it running around the park. But you've given it your adequate rest. You've given it time to heal. Now it's time to get it moving again. And you don't know where to start. So we're going to talk some ankle today. The first thing you want to think about with this is that this ankle is part of this whole chain here. It's not just the foot and the ankle down here. This, what happens down here, affects this bone, which affects the knee, which affects our hip. So one of the easiest places to get started is obviously moving this, the injured area. But everyone wants to sit here and just do a bunch of open chain, meaning up in the air, rolls, rolling that around, drawing alphabets. Sure, that's fine. But what if we don't live in a space where we just move this around in the open? We live with this thing on the ground. So what if we start moving this bone on our foot? That's still our ankle joint. This part is still part of our ankle joint. So one of my first recommendations with my ankle clients is to get them moving that shin over that ankle joint again. Move that ankle over the foot. Now, what this leads into is another important point is the foot joint, ankle itself. If we have our foot on the ground, when this shin bone rolls forward, if you can see, that foot starts to collapse. That's called pronation. We need that to happen. And then when we push off, we need that spring to come back, which is supination. So we need this archway here. So another effect of moving that shin is that we get some nice pronation, supination at the foot. In most people with ankle injuries, this is one of the things that gets overlooked and starts to go missing. It's really easy to drill, but it's often not looked at. You can also start to focus on some really easy ankle isometrics, some really easy loading, just practicing pulling this ankle joint up and down. And a lot of it needs to focus on making contact with the ground. Check out the next few clips where we review all this with one of our early ankle clients. So here we've got a couple of clips of our youth athlete that we've been working with a Salter-Harris fracture, which is an ankle fracture. It's a growth plate fracture. Totally different topic. However, this is a couple clips of early things that we started working on, like we were talking about, that's a staple of our ankle programs. You can see in this clip that we're working on getting that shin forward. We're working on what some people might call early ankle dorsiflexion, which is rolling that shin or pulling the toes up. But notice we're doing it by moving the shin, not moving the ankle, and we're loading it all at the same time. Beauty in this. Our next one is we're working again in that forward shin angle, just like we talked about. However, in this one, now we're really getting into some load and we're bringing together other muscle groups. What we are doing here is our soleus slouch. Borrow this one from our friends over at DGR Rehab. Great crew, really like a lot of their stuff, which is why I use it a lot in my own work. What we're doing here is we are hoping to teach him how to load into that ankle, forward shin position, but use the whole leg to stabilize. And also we're putting a ton of pressure down through that joint, getting him to press down into the ground and propel himself back up with force all the way from the ground up through that calf ankle complex, all the way up through the leg and into the hip, bringing him back to standing. Our next one, we have another beauty exercise. This one is our wall stride. This is getting that calf and that hamstring working together, kind of like we talked about. The lower leg is a full chain. We want ankle rehab to be including all of that and loading it through tolerance to bring it all back together. Getting that calf and that hamstring to co-contract and work together builds stability and power. Our next one, putting some pop back in those ankles early, not waiting till the end, getting it going now. Doing a nice penguin march, putting some pop into that ground as we drop down and hit the other foot. A little hard to do in the beginning, as you can tell. And finishing it off with some awesome isometrics. A nice simple calf bridge, squeezing those calves, loading that thing up, and as you can see from that shake, it is a burner. If you guys learned anything from this video, drop a comment, drop a like, share it, pass it around to someone else who might need to learn a little bit about some ankle rehab. If you're interested in more of our process, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like our Instagram, like our Facebook, hop on for more content. There's always more of it coming. If you want to learn about what it's like working with us, check out entrypointrehab.com for some more details.